Right. You're bloody well right. You got a right to say. Right. Quite right. You know you're right to say. You're right. You're bloody well right. You have a right to say. This one's off Voltage. Got the bagpipes. Riding down the highway, going to a show. Stopping on the barrowway, playing rock and roll. Getting drunk, getting stoned, getting beat up on the byway. So anyway, oops, meant to turn that off. You know, I think where you live. Think how long, how long you've been there. Like when you're pulling away. Anybody. I can think of so many people, like, pulling out their driveway, going to where they have to go to. But just look. Look at the first block, or, just. These are things, again, depending how long you've been there. Let's just say someone, lives somewhere like 10 years. And or some people live a lot longer at places than that, and, that we know of too. Because we have so much data and information, So, just, do you remember, like a certain, like, house near you or something, like, did you notice, or you noticing something different, or you just know that? Because you drive by it all the time, you think you just know that. It's like, oh, I know that. I mean, sometimes if you look, you see something different. I mean, you know where you are. You're pulling out. You know where you live. Like, so you just know. Your block. You kind of know it and stuff like that. But anyway, you're probably saying, well, what are you getting at here? Well, I mean, any good host, first likes to get you, like, to think. And they also like to, give you some kind of, like, heads up to, like, where, it's like they're directing you where to go, like, of, like, matters. There's a few matters at hand. Not by my choice, it's by the media's choice, whatever they decide to cover. That's what's on the minds of people. You do have a choice. I have a choice whether I should, commentate, about it, do a little commentary, or offer an opinion about it, or suggestions, as to what to do, what could be done about it. So we'll take the Mr. West, Keon West, and what he said. That seems like it's going to be the big headline, and that, and also the Mueller going to give a subpoena, and these 49 questions. The subpoena is all about, like, why did you fire? Well, we know Comey. I don't know who else it was you fired, but Comey is definitely one of the reasons why. Did he converse with Sessions? What happened here? Like, at the end of the day, he has the power to fire. I mean, who would be questioned if you have the right to fire somebody? Do you really like need to go over it, like, to find something there, to find, like, motives or something like that? No. He fired a lot of people. A lot of people quit. What's the motives? What is the conspiracy? It's always a conspiracy. And then we had Keanu West, saying something, and you got the Crips. The Crips are saying, don't come over here. And someone else was giving him a lecture about it, like, about what he said. He said slavery is a choice. And there was some interview. I don't know where it was from. We caught it on the way out. But he was saying, you don't know what you're talking about. choice and all this kind of stuff. 400 years of slavery, like, you just don't know. Like, you don't know. And again, I mean, Kanye, I mean, he can comment on that, and he can say, what he wants to say about it. It's like a feeling. So you say to yourself, well, why did you start off, your opening monologue, like, what, like, if you ride by things, do you kind of remember them or something? Do you know, like, are you familiar? See, the thing is, out of sight, out of mind. See, Kanye West, he's in that moment, like, of just, like, being able to, like, stop and say, this is something I really don't think about. Like, he doesn't see it that way. Like, he probably, because he has voiced his opinions, like, he loves everyone and all this kind of stuff. He doesn't hold grudges. And it's just sort of like Trump. Trump is able to speak his mind. You don't need facts. You don't need nothing. And then people will just go after Trump. They say, did you hear what he said this time? Did you hear what he said that time? He's well aware of it. It's all going to be brought up. That's how it is. That's how it is in life. There's winners and there's losers. You can have it either way you want. You can choose to, stay silent about things, or you can voice your opinion and try to learn. I mean, yesterday, it was a bum show, but we learned. It's kind of stupid, but that's how I felt yesterday. How much of it do I remember? I don't know. I know I gave some plugs. We got an animal in here? No. I gave some plugs, stuff like that. I'm trying to think. Well, thinking back, yesterday was Tuesday, I believe. Yes, Tuesday. I remember saying Monday. Like, I remember saying, I do know Monday show better than I know yesterday's show. But also, I mean, in the daytime, I did with the guitar and all that kind of stuff, the free falling. But as far as subject matter, I have to think about it. I mean, I just did it yesterday. It's not like I totally forgot it. It's not irrelevant. I mean, the only thing that's relevant is what was learned from it. Did it help? Our water. We want fresh. I'm getting it all fresh here today. So yeah, the Monday thing. It kind of everything went. That's Wednesday, and it's May, and we're finally getting a little bit of warmer weather. The weather is picking up, and next thing you know, it'll be June, and it'll be July. People will be thinking about, oh shit, man, gotta get everything in. It goes so quick. It goes so quick. The winters seem to last like eternity. It's this thing, like, it feels like 10 years. Like, every winter, it feels like 10 years. But then the nice weather comes. This is how it's supposed to be. Like, that's why people go to Florida. That's why people go to California. That's why people go to warm climates. Because they realize, that's how it's supposed to be. They don't want to be somewhere where it's just like time is just standing still. Or the snow enthusiasts, they like it for some reason. They just, I don't know. They like cold. But just they get the difference. I mean, right now I'm out here with a short sleeve shirt on. I mean, could you imagine, like, when it's like below zero and you're looking at the moon, and you have all these layers on, all this stuff, to keep warm. And the bottom part of your body, like, just like, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like there's something's not right. Or some people love it, I don't know. Some people, it's learned behavior. That's what it is. See, we're able to lead by doing this. By talking, we're able to come away with something. Like, yes, professors and everything, they teach students. Some professors, they say stuff and they get fired. Other professors say things and they don't get fired. So this whole thing with free speech. Keanu West just illustrated. He just showed what happens, when you say something, and you have, all this silence for a long time about a certain subject. And it's like they just do like a little bit to, I don't know, what's the right word? Mask or something, or to just. I thought someone's pulling up behind my car. They do something, but they don't really like ever, say to people like, why are we doing this? Why are you running on this year after year after year? Like, elections come up, or like jobs, stuff like that. It's just like, they bring up this stuff, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. In fact, a lot of people get away from it. The minute you bring it up and stuff like that, they'll move. They'll go somewhere. They don't. Life to them is too precious, too short to be concentrating on something that, it's just, you have a choice. Something, you learn. I believe you do learn. You get influences. Let me take what Keanu West said. He said something. He has the right to say what he wants to say, and his counterpart, on the other end of this spectacle or skeptical or whatever, the other end of the pole, or us and them mentality, like he's saying, like, you can't, like, you don't know what you're talking about, and then make threats. Not just physical threats, but end-of-life threats. So we can see how like, certain things, when you think back in history when people spoke up, it's like, that band Cult of Personality. When a leader speaks, that reflection lie. He won't have to follow me. Only you can set you free.